Hello and welcome back to the Beautiful Things podcast. It's been about 5 weeks, I think, since I last came to you to show you what I'd been knitting and crocheting. But as I mentioned then, I don't really get an awful lot of time to knit and crochet, so 5 weeks isn't bad. I do have an FO for you, as the eager beavers amongst you will have noticed, and I also have a half object too. But the biggest thing I've got is a rather large stash acquisition, so I've got lots to show you. So we'll start with my FO. This is my boxy jumper. It is finished. It was knitted in John Arbon Knit by Numbers Aran, which they don't do as a regular yarn. This was a special one that had been dyed for Unravel. It's super soft. I absolutely love it, and I'm super proud of myself because it's the first garment that I've finished completely on my own with absolutely no help whatsoever. Yes, there was a few teeny tiny holy looking bits in it, predominantly sort of around the wrap and turns. I possibly didn't pick up the neckline perfectly, and I have gone in from the inside and just put a couple of little stitches in an odd place here or there just to rectify that. But I'm really pleased with it as a first garment. It is a bit unusual. It's not to everyone's taste. I'll stand up and show you what it looks like. So I'm in the studio today, so you can see it is boxy. So my arm comes to here, that's my side. So it's got this big wide flappy bit, so when you hold your arms out it is like wings, with these shorter arms, and I did lengthen these. They should have stopped about here, but I put an extra couple of inches onto the arms to make it a bit more comfy. So when you're just wearing it as a normal jumper, it's just nice, it's saggy. When you put your arms out, it looks a bit odd, but it is super comfy, and I really like the way that all this detailing comes down the arm. You can see there's a little bit, it's a bit dodgy there. My seaming's not great, but I'm really pleased with it. I think it's really comfy, and I'm going to get lots of wear out of it. You won't mind if I do take it off now though, because it is scorching hot here in the UK today, so I'm going to take it off and then I'll show you the rest of my video. So the boxy jumper was made as part of a knit along that I'm running currently in my Facebook group, and there's quite a few other people also making boxy jumpers. Mine was the third to be finished, but there are still people who are happily knitting away, and there's some people who've only just cast on. So it's a knit along with no real expiry. You can join at any time if you want to create one. So if you are subscribing to my YouTube channel, then you will have seen that the latest video that I posted was a rather drunken explanation of how to turn the heel on a sock. It was just a little bit of fun. I filmed it when the lovely Saz from Cast Yarns had come down for the weekend. She was knitting her very first sock, and I was helping her learn how to do the heel part. I actually got quite inspired by Saz to then cast on a pair of socks, and I haven't knitted any socks yet this year, and I didn't have any intention of making any either, but needs must. So I cast on a pair of socks the next day, and I used Saz's yarn City of Emeralds. So this is hand dyed. I don't know that you're going to be able to see the sparkle. Oh, there we go. It's beautiful yarn. It's really nice to work with, and I know Saz still has some of this in her Etsy shop, so do go and have a look. I'll pop the details down below here. So I've cast on a sock. I have a half object. It is finished, it fits, and I have cast on and made a start on my second sock. So I'm really very pleased with that. I use, it's not my own sock pattern, it's predominantly the Winwick Mums sock pattern, but I do a Mina Phillips from the Knitting Expat rounded toe because I find that's a little bit more comfortable and easier to knit. But I did find, I followed the pattern, but they do seem really short. So I possibly need to do a few more rounds in the leg of my next sock. I still haven't pinned down my perfect sock. I do know that I'm definitely a heel flap and gusset girl. Fish lips kissed heels are lovely, they're super easy to do, but they just don't stay on my foot. So I know I need a heel flap and gusset. I know I like the rounded toe. I've cracked my foot length, but I'm just not sure that I've necessarily got a long enough leg. But I'm always really wary that I'm going to run out of yarn. So that's all I've been working on, to be honest. Finished off my boxy, made a sock, got that cast on. Haven't done anything else at all. I've been busy filming tutorials for my joining and borders crochet course, which is underway at the moment. But this sock and its sock to be, it lives in my alpaca bag, which incidentally matches my dress. So I made this dress early last year, and then with the leftover fabric I made some project bags which were available in my shop. They have all sold now though, so I'm very sorry, but that lives in my little alpaca project bag. So that's all I'm working on. I did say I didn't really get a lot of time, so please don't be disappointed. But I have got a nice haul to share with you. So the first one is a little bit boring, but very, very nice. I was posted a surprise package the other day. I had 2 balls of yarn arrive at work, and they're just double knit, a nice bright pink and a grey. They go quite nicely together actually. So I think I might put them into something together. I would quite like to try a little bit of basic brioche, and I wondered I might do a little cowl or something with those. They'd look quite nice. But the yarn was sent to me by Mariner. So this is Mariner double knit. And they sent it to me with a nice letter explaining why it was coming to me. Basically to let us try, as a company and someone that organises knitting groups and crochet groups, let us try their yarns basically, which I thought was quite nice. And they also sent a couple of catalogues, and there's some really lovely yarn in here. I was really pleasantly surprised. I particularly like these gorgeous colours here. Look, how gorgeous is this, that peacocky colourway. These would be really nice, these variegated yarns, if you wanted to do a road trip shawl. So the one behind me, no, that's not a road trip shawl, that's a fronds, but a fronds would be nice as well actually. So any of those where they need that nice variegation. So they do all sorts. They do double knit, chunky, super chunky, there's plain colours, bright colours. They do DK cotton, all sorts of, these are funky, these mermaid colours, all these double knits. So if you're a fan of acrylic yarns, and I know a lot of you aren't, but I am. If you're a fan of acrylic yarns, they're just £1.50, some of these balls of yarn, which I think is really good. If you're looking to do just a cheap project, something a little bit fun, or you want to try a pattern that's perhaps a little bit complicated, but you don't want to spend lots of money on hand-dyed yarns, a really good alternative. So go check them out, Mariner Yarns. They're on Facebook. I'll pop the details down below for you. So I had another little surprise in the post that I completely forgot I'd ordered. I was tempted by the lovely Verity at Truly Hooked Yarns. She posted up some pre-orders for some variegated yarn that she was making, and it was called Delirium, and I'd forgotten that I ordered it. It arrived in the post. It was a very nice surprise, so here it is. It's a sparkle DK. I do like my sparkle. It's not really showing up on camera, but it's very pretty, and it's got all these lovely pink and purple and blue speckles on a creamy white base. It's really lovely. I'm trying to build up a stash of really random double knits, because I want to knit the Stephen West, not called the tassel shawl, the fringe shawl. So Saz made a fringe shawl to wear to Waltham Abbey Wool Show, and I really loved it, but it's made with DK. So I want to build up a stash of kind of bright out there DK colours, and I've got a little bit of Little Boo DK, about half a skein's worth I think, left over from a cardigan I made for Izzy last year. So that's all in luminous colours, so I thought I'd put that with this, and we'll go a bit out there, and then I'll probably just buy a few neutrals just to go with it. So as a little treat, I think I know what it's for, but it's going to go into the stash box for now. The next splurge was a big splurge. I went to Amsterdam last week. It's my husband's 40th birthday this week, and I took him to Amsterdam last week with my in-laws. Obviously, no trip to Amsterdam can happen without a visit to Stephen and Penelope. And as I hadn't bought any fabric in the fabric shops, I decided it would be wrong not to treat myself to some yarn, even though I had gone with every intention of not purchasing any yarn. But I did purchase this. West Knits, Best Knits. I've wanted this for a long time. I love the jumpers that he has in here. They're really, really unusual, and I'm desperate to make myself a penguino, or a penguino. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. That is my next challenge. I've got lots and lots of really vibrant, luminous fingering weight yarn, and a whole pack of Hand Dyed by Kate fingering weight minis that are desperate to be coupled with a whole load of neutral 4-ply that I have in my stash. It's all held double to make the penguino, and that is what I'd like to make. So the book was an essential. It was a splurge. It is €30, but this particular one is signed by Stephen himself. Keep knitting, kitten. So I'm pleased with that, and it's a really lovely book. The photography is brilliant. Just some of the pictures are so funny, and they really make me laugh. They really make me smile. There's one in particular, let me try and find it, of him and all of his friends jumping up and down. Where is it? I think it is the penguino actually. Here we go, look. How funny is that? It's like something out of an 80s fashion parade. I absolutely love it. He has a very unique style. I think you either love it or you hate it. I love it. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to starting that. So I will get started on that fairly soon, I think. The other things were pure treats. I have absolutely no idea what they're going to go for. I'm trying to collect more minis, and I love Undercover Otter as a dyer. So I decided rather than buy a skein of Undercover Otter this time, I would buy some minis. These might go into my penguino. I've got a lovely purple, a very vibrant luminous yellow, luminous green, and a nice hot pink, and they're all Undercover Otter yarns. Their yarns are fantastic. You can buy them at shows and things, but I know probably the best place to buy them is Stephen and Penelope. I'm not sure whether they stock other shops in the Netherlands, but they are an Amsterdam based dyer. So again, I really like to pick up local yarn when I buy yarn when I'm on holiday. So they were just a little splurge, little treat. And then this one fell into my basket. I couldn't let it go. It's so beautiful. It's a skein by Garn Stories. No, it must be Yarn Stories. Yeah, it is Garn Stories. I was like, surely it's Yarn Stories. But no, it's Garn Stories. I've not heard of them before. And again, this is from Stephen and Penelope. And this one is called Sushi Kit Belushi. Or Sushi Hit Belushi, Sushi Knit Belushi. I can't quite read it. Sushi Mit Belushi. So I'm not sure what Belushi is, whether mit is with. I really don't know. I'm rubbish at languages. I'm sure Elspeth would be able to help me. It's a German yarn company. So mit is with, isn't it? So whatever Belushi is, sushi with Belushi. It's 100% new wool merino superwash, so it would be no good for doing socks or anything in, but it will probably go into a shawl. But it's absolutely gorgeous. So you can see it's got this gorgeous turquoise blue and peachy colour, but then there's lots of bright pink and yellow speckles in there and purple. It's not fluorescent, but it has got a bit of a bright zing to it. So again, I'm not sure if this will go into my penguino or whether it will go into the stash and end up in a shawl at some point, but it was just too pretty. It wouldn't let me leave it behind in the shop. Next things are a little bit boring but really nice. I got a little Stephen and Penelope Amsterdam pin for my bag. And then next door to Stephen and Penelope is a shop called Alberstoffen, and it's a really beautiful fabric shop. They sell all different fabrics, all different trims, buttons, patches, cord, all sorts, everything you could possibly want. It's a really lovely shop. And while I was in there, I bought some pink cord. This is going to go into the neckline of my Tilly and the Buttons Stella hoodie when I eventually make it. And I also treated myself to some jersey bias binding. Now, I buy most of my jersey fabrics from Suzanne at Pink Scissors Fabric because I like the quality, and I know she started stocking this as well, but I thought I'd give some a go. This was really cheap. It was like €2.50 per pack, and there's 3 meters on each of these. So I picked up 2 little bundles. I thought I'd give it a go. If I like it, then I can always order more from Suzanne. But I thought this would be perfect if you're going to do just a simple jersey vest top and you really can't be bothered to put proper armhole facings. To use a bit of jersey binding would be really, really nice. So I treated myself to those 2. Now, the next thing isn't exactly knitting and crochet, but I didn't make it either, so it doesn't fall into my sewing videos. So I thought I'd share it here. Now, for those of you who watch any of the sewing channels, you may or may not watch Kittenish Behaviour, the lovely Sian. She is daily vlogging throughout this year, and she is a seamstress, makes lots of clothes for herself. She's really, really lovely, lives on the Isle of Wight with her family and shares pretty much every day to day with you. So Sian recently set up a Patreon site, and I know a lot of the regular vloggers and sewists are setting up Patreon sites so people can support their channel. It's something I'm thinking about possibly doing, but I'm not sure at the moment whether the time's right for me, but I may do a little bit further down the line. But she set up her Patreon site. I wanted to support her, so I went in high at her highest level because I wanted to get my hands on one of 5 necessary clutch wallets that she was going to make for her Patreons. They'd be custom made, they'd be custom made to their customers' specifications, and you could have them done in any fabric you liked. So I thought it would be a perfect way of getting something to match the Beautiful Things brand. Anyway, my bag was made, it's arrived. If you've watched her channel, you will have seen it, but I purposely stopped watching her channel when she started to show sneaky peeks of the bags because I didn't want to get spoilers. But it arrived in the post, and here it is. So from the front, it looks like a very nice tweed purse. Really lovely, nice brown tweed. I actually sent these fabrics to Sian because she didn't have anything in her stash in my colours. But when you open it, this is where the magic happens. Ooh. Check that out. How zingy is that? So you've got gorgeous card pockets in the back, you've got a zip section, big section where your mobile fits, another zip, another big section, more card wallet bits, and then it's got a lovely wrist strap that pops inside like a secondary keychain. So I absolutely love this. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much for making it for me, Sian. It is lovely. And I am quite tempted to have a go at the necessary clutch wallet for myself. There does look to be an awful lot of top stitching, and I would need to learn how to use all of this hardware. I don't actually know how to do all of that. So I'm not sure whether it's something that I'm capable of, but Sian does have a tutorial on her vlog that takes you through the necessary clutch every step of the way. So I'm tempted, I might do that in the summer. I might have another sewcation, and it might be something I do at home just for me. But watch this space, we shall see. So that's all I've got to show you. I told you it'd be short and sweet this week. I have been busy knitting, I have been busy making, but that's all I've got that I can show you for now. I hope you've enjoyed just a little insight into my yarny day to day, and that you're enjoying watching the channel during the rest of the month when it's predominantly sewing and just silly general things about my general day to day. So I will be back in a month's time with another podcast for you. In the meantime, happy knitting, happy crocheting, and thank you for watching. See you again soon. Bye.